A recent memo aimed at professors is making headlines as the Texas Tech University system addresses a controversial topic ahead of many of their peers. Coming up, we'll have the details on an official letter that puts some new policies in print.
The final week of September included some fun events for students who may be ready for a break from fall semester stress. Find out how one campus group gave Red Raiders the chance to compete in a real-life competition inspired by a popular board game.
And the Texas Tech football team was out of action this weekend, but a couple other groups of Red Raiders competed for the red and black across the country. We'll have a look at the latest highlights and scores, along with the preview of what's up next on the Tech Athletics calendar in sports.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Monday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Yemi Akinyeye.
And I'm Aiden Wasson. A recent memo sent to the presidents of the 5 universities under the Texas Tech system is creating headlines and bringing up questions and concerns about a recent change in policy.
The official letter sent by current Texas Tech Chancellor Ted Mitchell was originally sent on Thursday, but gained national attention into the weekend. In the memo, Mitchell states that, quote, current state and federal law recognize only 2 human sexes, male and female. Therefore, while recognizing the First Amendment rights of employees in their personal capacity, faculty must comply with these laws in the instruction of students within the course and scope of their employment. The memo goes on to say that all system institutions should review course materials and instructional documents to bring them up to date with the law. The letter also specifically calls for a review of each course syllabus, which is most likely in reference to a recent termination of a faculty member at Texas A&M who conducted a gender identity discussion in a children's literature class. Part of the justification for the firing of the professor was that, according to A&M officials, the actual course did not align with the course description in the syllabus. Chancellor Mitchell goes on to address potential policy concerns by the campus community by stating that he understands that people will have differing views, but as state employees, quote, compliance with the law is required. After the memo was sent, several news outlets, including the Texas Tribune and New York Times, posted stories regarding Texas Tech's decision to publicly address the issue of gender discussions in the classroom. According to both outlets, the TTU system appears to be the first large university in the nation to address the issue in a formal document.
In other news here on campus, the last full week of September classes wrapped up on Friday, but students had several opportunities to find an escape from coursework. And one of those options featured a fun activity that brought the concept of a board game to life. On Friday afternoon, the Student Activities Board invited all Red Raiders out to the leisure pool to compete in a human battleship competition. Much like the popular board game, the concept was to sink a competitor's boat, but in place of naval ships, each team used large canoes provided by the rec center. Each participant was given either a bucket or a shield to either pour water into the opposing boat or to work to prevent their canoe from sinking. Members of the rec center staff also helped out by controlling the canoes so the teams could focus on sinking each other's. Friday's event was SAB's latest fun and free event, but there's more options already planned for this week.
The next big event, we have our corn maze. We have a Level Up Red Raiders, which is going to be in the Media and Communication Building's game room, Jackbox, things like that. Same day as the corn maze, which was October 2nd. And then the week after that is our homecoming week, which is the biggest event of our year.
The Student Activities Board features free events for students nearly every week of the fall semester. The only requirement is a student ID. Homecoming is SAB's biggest week of the fall, and the group currently has more than a dozen events listed on this year's calendar. To check out all of the upcoming events offered by SAB, as well as a full list for homecoming, visit sab.ttu.edu and click on the Fall 2025 Activity Calendar link near the bottom of the page.
One of the biggest perks of being a college student is the chance to make connections with potential future employers while working to finish your degree. Many groups host job fairs each year here on campus, including one department in the College of Health and Human Sciences. The Fall Hospitality and Retail Management Career Fair took place last Thursday in the Mackenzie Marquette Alumni Center. Starting at 3 p.m., the east side of the center's ballroom was filled with representatives from companies and organizations who were available to talk to students about potential job and internship opportunities. The fair included companies such as H-E-B, Milwaukee Tools, Marriott Bonvoy, and Perry's Pizza, along with the representatives. Dozens of HRM students also stopped by to explore options for their future after Texas Tech.
The main idea behind hosting these type of resource fairs are simply just get industry faces in front of student faces and let them discuss opportunities, let students learn more from folks in the industry, and also find out about career opportunities, internship opportunities, and even part-time opportunities with all of our local partners.
Thursday's HRM Career Fair wrapped up at 6 p.m. Last week's fair is the only one specifically geared towards HRM students in the fall, but the department also hosts a career fair during their spring symposium scheduled for April. For more information on the Department of Hospitality and Retail Management, as well as details on future events, visit hs.ttu.edu/HRM. The fall season officially started last Monday, and since then we've seen a slight cool down in temperatures, but today might be the first day it truly feels like autumn has arrived.
But in typical West Texas fashion, today's conditions might not stick around for long. Let's take a look at the MCTV forecast. It's been a gloomy day here on the Texas Tech campus. The MCTV tower cam has been showing overcast skies since this morning, and there's even been some light showers moving across the South Plains area. The rain has been working its way north across the western South Plains since mid-morning. The showers have been light, and the Lubbock area isn't expected to see any measurable rain before the system moves out of our area. The clouds and rain are also keeping temperatures a bit cooler across the South Plains today. Highs are only expected to reach the mid-70s to low 80s. Tonight, the clouds will begin moving out, and we should see clearer skies by midnight. But temperatures will remain cool, with lows expected to drop into the 50s. Tomorrow, the clouds should be completely out of the region, with a return of sunshine and highs in the mid-80s. Looking ahead, more clouds and even warmer temperatures are headed our way by the middle of the week, with a return to 90-degree highs that should stick around into the weekend.
There was no athletic action on campus over the weekend, but a couple of Texas Tech's teams competed in conference action on the road. On Saturday, the Texas Tech volleyball team headed south to Houston to take on the Cougars on their home court. The Red Raiders started Big 12 play with the loss against the ranked Baylor team last Wednesday, and unfortunately, Tech extended their losing streak at Houston. The Cougars took the win 3-1, with Tech only winning the third set of the match. But the Red Raiders kept things interesting in the final frame, dropping set 4 by only 2 points, 27-29. Tech volleyball is back in action this Thursday, but still on the road at Iowa State. First serve is set for 6:30 p.m. and it will be available on ESPN+. Meanwhile, the Texas Tech soccer team also continued conference play on the road. The Red Raiders played their third game of the Big 12 season at Iowa State on Sunday afternoon. Tech's defense continued to suffocate their opponent, keeping the Cyclones scoreless throughout the game. But Tech's offense also went to work with sophomore Sam Courtright kicking in a goal only 20 seconds into the game, and senior Peyton Parsons adding to the score just 17 minutes later. The rest of the game was a defensive showdown, but the 2 goals were all the Red Raiders needed to secure their second Big 12 win of the year. The Red Raiders are hoping to improve their record as they host Oklahoma State this Thursday at the John Walker Soccer Complex. The game is scheduled for 7 p.m., and if you aren't planning to attend in person, you can also catch the game on ESPN+.
The Texas Tech football team enjoyed some time off over the weekend during their first of 2 bye weeks this fall. But even with the team off the field, they still made an impact on the national rankings. The Red Raiders moved up to number 11 in the Associated Press Top 25 poll, 1 jump up from last week's ranking of 12. But Tech held steady in the USA Today coaches poll at number 14. The Red Raiders will have their next chance to catch the pollsters' attention as they head to Houston for Game 5 of the 2025 season. Houston played their final non-conference game last Friday, winning in overtime against the Oregon State Beavers 27-24. Texas Tech also played Oregon State this season, demolishing the Beavers 45-14 last month. Saturday's kickoff against the Cougars is scheduled for 6 p.m. at TDECU Stadium. Unless you are headed to H-Town, you can cheer on the Red Raiders as you watch on ESPN. Time flies here on the Texas Tech campus, and the middle of the semester is just a couple weeks away.
Not long after that, many students will walk the stage during the December commencement ceremonies. And if you're one of those students planning to grab your diploma this year, you currently have the chance to take advantage of a one-stop shop for everything related to graduation. Starting this morning, the Raider Depot campus store hosted the first of 2 days of the Fall Grad Fair. Graduating students could stop by the sub-courtyard to get size for their cap and gown, order a diploma frame and graduation announcements, take a graduation photo, or even just register for the upcoming commencement ceremonies. The grad fair started today and ran until 4 p.m. But if you missed out, the event continues again tomorrow, starting at 10 a.m. The Fall Grad Fair is one of the newer events hosted by the Raider Depot campus store, but the fair is specifically geared towards December graduates. Raider Depot plans to host another grad fair for May graduates in the spring.
So, Yemi, will you be walking the stage at graduation this December?
No, I'm not because I'm a sophomore. But how about you?
Same here. I still got like 2-3 more years, so I got some time on my hands. But that's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you on Thursday.